He's still alive. Salim, come in, man. Are you there?
Come on, Salim.
I am surrounded.
Oh.
I'm in real trouble here. Vampires. So many vampires.
Oh boy. Salim.
What's there to think about? We go back down there. We die with them.
Yes. Yes. That is a very likely scenario. Rachel, this is where you step up.
He ain't one of us.
Whoa! What the fuck? You... What? Okay, okay, okay. Okay. I don't know what it is, man. Is it because the inherent design of this game is like a strict, like, black and white sort of response? Because isn't that completely outside of Nick's character? He gave Salim the health pack. I mean, the med kit. You know, they built a relationship together, and in this scene, he goes like straight up heel, and he's like, "Oh, you know, he ain't one of us." What is that? What is that line? Like, I can't be the only one thinking that, right? Like, that's completely inconsistent from what we've experienced so far. And I know that we as the player have to make these choices and sort of govern and dictate where these characters will go down the line. But by saying that line, by Nick having say that line, it just sort of completely erases, like, what you've done for Nick as a character, what you helped build. Like, what is that line? Like, I understand in this moment, contextually, you want to build conflict and heighten conflict, but in no way should Nick be saying that. Have Rachel say that. She was, like, completely anti-Salim, like, forever. Like, she hasn't had a moment to develop a relationship with Salim, so have her say something like that. Why is Nick saying that? That is also frustrating. Anyways, back to it, folks. Back to it. Yeah, we're not leaving him.
You're wrong. Salim is one of us now. Marines don't leave their own behind. You hear me, Salim?
If I don't make that, tell my son I did everything I could.
Tell him yourself. I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, you and Rachel can. Oh, you see that? You see the curator there? What was that about? Does that mean he dies? You know, I always wondered, like, if you can see the curator, and this is something that I've noticed with Little Hope. Not sure if they did it with Man and Medan. I think they may have. But whenever you see the curator, like, just chill, like his silhouette, like in the background of a scene, after you make a decision, that's so foreboding. I feel like they should have that kind of be like a thing where it's like, oh, this is a big moment, and because you chose this, now the curator is watching because you don't know what's gonna happen next. Anyway, I think that was pretty cool. Alrighty, let's go save our favorite character. Okay, shoot! Shoot! Oh no! Salim! There you go. That's what it takes, right? The iron stake? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh my god. Oh.
Jason!
Okay, so we throw this, right? I think we saw a premonition of this. There we go. Let's go.
Seriously, just throw that thing at me.
Throw it around you. Throw it near you.
Let's get out of here.
Alrighty. When you said surrounded, you just meant like two. That's good. Alright, Rachel, you stay behind and you click the button so the elevator goes up. I'm so mean to Rachel. Ooh, I got an achievement. Semper Fi. Semper Fidelis.
Takes more than a few bats to kill you.
Oh man, that was unfucking believable. Those things were all over us. Me and Salim, busted through them like it was the last down of the goddamn Super Bowl.
Oh, look at their faces.
Listen up. We're not out of the woods yet. What I see in front of me, you're the best. Fuck that. The best of the best. And we will get home.
Famous last words. Because then we get up there and there's like a million alien vampires, right? Just waiting for us. We still don't know how to get out of here, by the way. Oh boy. He's like, "Ura!" and then just completely silent. Oh, can't believe he made it out of there. Rachel, oh, here we go. Rachel's gonna have her moment.
This way, hurry!
I mean, do we know that? How do we don't have a way out, do we? Okay, so this was the way out the whole time? We were here before. What's up?
Come on, Lieutenant.
It's just water. Uh-oh, what it... Oh, shit! Oh, shit, that was...
Shit!
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Salim with the actual weapon that we need is not available. Oh, no, 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 no! Did he get bit? Oh my god, Rachel, please do more than that.
Damn it. Shit, I never should have let her go.
Girl just didn't know how to stay dead.
Oh my god, was he bit though? Oh, we will never know. We won't know until he gets out. Okay, so we made it back here. Again, we don't have an escape route. I knew we can go throughout the mountains, but... Okay. How do we know where we're going, by the way? We're just backtracking?
Statue! There's a way out!
If we rock climb the leg, maybe? Oh boy. Wait, what? What did she latch that onto? Like, hopes and dreams? I suppose we didn't have the budget for the climb, the ascend, did we? What about Eric? Just kidding. Poor Eric. He's the only one who didn't survive. I mean, the one that we could control as a player.
How the hell did we make it through that? Everyone okay?
Rachel, can you just not talk to us right now? Oh boy.
You still with me, buddy? We got two alive.
Uh-oh.
Very fucking...
Everyone, welcome back. Sorry about that. Just had a crash. But thankfully, I was able to stop it like midway through, so nothing spoiled. We're just gonna hit continue and hope that we get to restart the scene. And hopefully it won't like skip to the end. But yeah, let's cross our fingers here and hope we get right back to it. Oh, alright, so it's starting us all the way back here. Totally fine, totally fine. I was worried it may have, like, skipped us toward the end or whatever, but I'm good with this, I'm good with this. I'll go ahead and skip this portion to where we were before, just so we can save on time here.
We got 2 alive. Very fucking ready to go home, Marines here.
This is Mailman 2 on to Coyote 2. Are you receiving?
This is Rhino 1-5, solid copy. We're 5 minutes from your position. Where the hell have you guys been? Over.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. We fucking did it!
I forgot how bright it is out here.
Hello, sunshine. Am I happy to see you? I must return home to my boy. He must be worried about me.
Nick's voice was a little modulated there. I thought he was gonna go, like, vampire on us. The eclipse! Oh no! That was fast.
No, not again.
But why? Did we not appease the moon god? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Inside! Get inside, now! If we stay out here, we die!
Yes, we know that, Rachel. Why is this happening? Where the villagers were, like the other soldiers? This is the same village,
Shore up
right?
the defenses! Lock this place down tight!
Oh man. Just when we thought we were out, they keep pulling us back in.
How long until the damn eclipse passes?
You tell me, I don't know shit about space. Contact!
Oh boy. Oh boy. No, Nick! Oh, thank God. Nick can't die.
Push those motherfuckers back to hell!
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Find them back!
With what? With what? With discomforting
Look,
words?
I'm almost out!
I'm almost out!
Anyone got any more bright ideas?
Wait, where are we? What is all that? Just, those are flares?
Is this it? Flares? Where's the ammo?
Flares are good. No, we can do flares.
We use what we got.
Don't we still have phosphorus rounds, or did we use that too? Oh boy.
It's been interesting knowing you.
Oh no. Oh God. What's he gonna do? Stick him with the flare? Nice. Oh no. I didn't know what she wanted to do with that. Ugh, come on. Like, did she want to stick it in its mouth or something? What did you want to do? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, Salim. Oh, no, 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 no! No, no, no! Celine! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh my God, Salim just died. That's a heartbreaker. I don't know why. So when I was hitting that Y button there, it was a lot, like, it was less responsive, and I wonder if that's because I missed the first check. Oh my God. That's a heartbreaker. Oh great, so Jason doesn't get like a tapping challenge? Oh man. Oh my God. The drama! Okay. See her, okay, that's much more responsive than what I had with Salim. I mean, maybe it's my Y button, but I don't think so. I think, I don't know, that was weird. Like, tapping the B button there, I tapped at the same rate as I did for Salim, so I don't know what happened there. I had that happen before with another character, I forget who it was, but it must have been a Y button challenge, and the tap also didn't work that well for that. Oh, Salim, he's so dead. Oh, God. And you only had 2 mistakes for him, too. Everyone else had, like... Well, I only made 1 mistake for each person, I think. Yeah, so he only had 2 strikes and he was out. It makes me sad. I mean, I suppose if he could have had a weapon... I mean, he had a pistol at one point, right? Couldn't have pulled that thing out? Anyways.
There.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? You're beautiful.
Rachel, please. I am so upset right now. Oh, I'm so defeated. I'm so hurt.
Clear!
So we're not gonna ask about the charcoal corpse of a vampire over there?
We've got 3 survivors. Returning to base.
So bummed out. And Salim died in such a brutal way. Oh, it rips my heart out. Oh, man.
Freely they stood who stood, and fell who fell. Not bad. You've guided some of your charges to the light, while others have fallen to the darkness. Survival often comes at a great cost, a cost that others sometimes must pay. I look forward to our next encounter. Perhaps I'll choose a story that's a little more homely next time, somewhere you'd be guaranteed of a decent night's sleep. Rest assured, wherever it is, you'll find it extremely hard to leave. Until the next time. You know the way out.
Oh, my heart breaks for Salim. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Credits. What we got here?
You're late, and you look like shit.
I just got off the red eye. What's your excuse?
Good flight?
Oh, shit movie, shit meal, no leg room.
They cram me in the back?
By the toilets.
Nice.
Coffee wasn't so bad, though. Good fucking muffins.
Did you read the brief?
On the flight. How's it going with the analysis team?
The ISG team took heavy losses, but it wasn't a complete disaster. We just had to scrape some of them off the floor.
Poor bastards. And the entities?
Like nothing we've seen before.
Is that the parasite? That's the parasite.
Kolchak Jason, First Lieutenant, Marine Force Recon.
The best of the best, huh?
Or so they advertised.
Fuck! Now how many times do I have to keep telling you the same damn story?
I understand. However, CENTCOM needs to iron out any irregularities.
Such as? The whole fucking thing was irregular.
Such as why you allied with an enemy combatant?
You weren't fucking there! Those things were ripping us to shreds. I don't give a damn who it was. We needed all the help we could get. I stepped back into that hell to save Salim. And that man was worth 5 of you people. Semper fucking Fi!
And Colonel King?
What about Colonel fucking King?
How did he die?
He led us all the way to hell. Hell burned him up.
So they cooperated with an Iraqi soldier down there?
Republican Guard, if you can believe it. Must have made a hell of an impression for Kolchak to go back for him.
You retrieved his body?
Don't.
Show me.
Oh.
You won't get much out of him.
What the hell is that?
Looks like he did whatever it took to survive.
Bag it. I want this area clean for examination.
Oh.
The analysis team are still pulling specimens from the site. It's carnage down there.
They used dynamite?
We don't know how they got their hands on it.
No, I'm done. I told you already. It was a city, a goddamn city full of those things. There were cocoons down there. Fucking thousands of them.
How many organisms were still alive?
And these cocoons.
Too many.
Did they ask you to kill
for
them?
Allah's sake. They're all fucking burned.
These cocoons, do they talk to you at night?
This is like Winterfold all over again.
Uh-huh. Ah, and here we have Colonel Eric King, our in-house genius. He definitely got more than he bargained for.
Those two were married, right?
In the loosest sense of the word. He felt his death.
Yeah, I've read the report. Wonder if there's more to it than that.
The answer to that died with him. This comes down to Kalis. It mistook the temple for Saddam's weapon depot.
Yeah.
Piece of shit system.
Whatever Kalis
I wouldn't
is.
say that. It's been a big find for us. We've been lucky.
This is your definition of lucky?
Yeah, for us, not for him. A urine sample. From one of those things. I'm kidding.
Well, do you believe me now?
This is Miller. He'll be fully debriefing you.
Debriefing? You need to get your damn priorities straight. Those things are still down there. What are you doing about them?
There will
Negotiating.
be plenty of time to talk things through. Right now, I suggest you count your blessings that you came through the other side. It's nothing short of a miracle that you survived down there.
I learned not to rely on anyone but myself. I was stronger than them all.
We'll be back shortly.
Rolling my eyes.
We still on for next Sunday?
Janet's making hot pot. You bet your ass we're on.
I'll never get used to this job.
Why would you want to?
At least this one was localized.
Small blessings.
So, what do you make of it all?
Doesn't matter what I think. Only thing that matters is controlling the flow of information. As far as the world knows, not a damn thing happened here.
Huh? Is that true? Is this how our government keeps away the information? Alright guys, so I think that is about it for the end credits here. I fear if I hit skip to the end, it might skip a scene. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Let's try it. Okay, they're probably gonna show us a trailer of the new game, I think.
You wanna know what it means to be a killer? Think of the most profound thing you've ever done. The most beautiful thing you've ever created. And I promise you, it's nothing compared to watching the life bleed out of someone. To see the fear in their eyes. To feel them pawing at you for release. To hear them pleading, begging. That's true art. That's what you have to be, an artist. I've left my mark on the world. Have you?
Season 1 finale. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back and try to save Salim. Oh, I don't want that ending. I don't. And I would do Eric, but I'll do that on my own time because he was really far back, and there's quite a bit of game after that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a scene select, and we're gonna save his ass. All right. So where are we supposed to target here? Oh, here? Is that it? Did we do it? Oh, okay. There you go. Right in the gut. Oh my god. I see how late I am on the draw there. It's because, you know, I play a lot of... Well, I've played a lot of PS4 games, you know, with a controller. That's just sort of been my go-to for games that I use with the controller for. And so, games that... Okay, I'm gonna be super focused, sorry. 1 second. Okay, we passed this check, so we might get... Okay. Oh, okay. There might be a tapping challenge. Okay, there's not. Perfect. Okay, so games that I play with controller are mostly with the PS4 controller, but in a lot of ways I'm still trying to get used to like using the Xbox controller. Yay! Yay, Salim's alive! This is canon, folks. This is the ending I'll accept. The other ending you just saw? Not true. Don't believe it. This was my first blind run. Salim walks out first. Salim! So yeah, I'll play it on my own time, trying to save Eric and seeing where that leads. And you know, if you haven't given this game a go yourself, I would highly suggest you do. I think it might be on a summer sale, or whenever it's on sale. Definitely give this game a consideration, and play that and try to see what happens to Eric. But for now, I think what we're just gonna do is a Salim one. Much easier to pull that off for this Let's Play than it is to go back for Eric. But let's go ahead and see what new scenes there are for Salim. Oh my god, he's alive.
So they cooperated with an Iraqi soldier down there?
Republican Guard, if you can believe it. Must have made a hell of an impression for Kolchak to go back for him.
I'm dying to meet this guy.
I am not answering any more questions until I see my son!
That's not how we do things around here.
You don't have a clue. Jason came back for me. What does that tell you? Down there, this damn war of yours was over.
I'd like to talk more about the entities.
The vampires.
I'm finding it very hard to believe that you killed those things with that.
Untie me, and I'll show you how I did it.
Let's go.
The analysis team are still pulling specimens from the site. It's
Worth it.
down there.
Okay, so it seems like everything
how they got their
is about the
hands on
same after that. Alrighty, and that concludes our playthrough of Dark Anthology's House of Ashes. Yeah, I fairly enjoyed it. I think there's a lot to like about this game, and I know throughout the whole playthrough it sounded like I was just dunking. Each opportunity that I had, I dunked on it. some of it I feel like, you know, just you as a viewer, I think rightfully so, that there were some stuff that was just kind of a bit of an eye roller, a bit, you know, cornball, a bit of hokey, but, you know, ultimately there was a lot of things that I found very interesting about not just the concept of House of Ashes, but how it developed over time and how we experienced the game. You know, so oftentimes do I find myself having watched a trailer or even read a synopsis of a game or a summary of it and just feel robbed of the experience of experiencing a game. When I saw the House of Ashes trailer, I was like, oh, they're like flying monsters. There are scenes where a woman is covered in blood, very reminiscent of The Descent and other horror movies, like I've mentioned before, like Manticore and all that kind of stuff. And so there was a lot of similar themes that I had watched before and or knew about through horror movie osmosis. And going into House of Ashes, I was just saddened to see some of it come to fruition in terms of tropes and stereotypes that were used. That being said, what I most enjoyed about this game was there were elements that I found to be refreshing. For example, playing as a Republican guard, playing as Jason, playing as Nick, and then having those really tough conversations about the Iraq War. Now, it's not very in depth, obviously, as you've experienced, and the topics that are addressed there. It's not that nuanced, but there is an attempt to explore, you know, civilian deaths, to explore bigotry and racism and the us versus them mentality, to explore ideas about 9/11, to have us that, I mean, the fact that we got to play as a Republican guard, like I know I've said that a lot already, but there are just so few games that will do that and then treat that earnestly and go for it in the sense of making it a pivotal role. You know, not just something that is it's a toss-away character or a toss-away role. They're treated with a great deal of, you know, sincerity. And so few times will you see that in a game. More times you'll see that in movies and even more so in books. But very little do you see any kind of representation in that sense in a video game. But we saw it here, and we saw bits of it here. And that made me very, very happy, because it means that, you know, we can view games, I don't want to say sophisticated, but we can give games more credit when trying to explore different topics. But I do think that games can be art, and when you push the boundaries of what you're willing to explore in a game, however subtle, like in House of Ashes, for me, I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it, and I hope to see more of that. That doesn't go to say that, you know, House of Ashes is a shattered masterpiece, but what I mean to say is that there are stuff that I liked about it, because, you know, I do, you know, watch some of these parts back, and it does sound like I'm giving the game a hard time a lot more than I should, but a lot of that just comes out of frustration sometimes, because, you know, you want the best out of a game that you're playing. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but whenever I see games like this, for me, or play or experience it, I just want the best out of it. I want to experience it at its full potential. I want to deep dive and get an idea of what their creative vision may be, or how they put together their game loop. What happened? Where's a QTE versus where they didn't put a QTE there? Is there like a directorial idea behind that? Like, I have all these questions in my mind as I play a game, and House of Ashes, I wouldn't say let me down in a lot of those instances, but there were times where I felt, and I guess you could say this for anything, it could have been better, but ultimately I just had so much fun playing this game. Like I said earlier about action and stakes and elevating tension, I felt like there was a lot more of it here than Man of Medan, than Little Hope, and that escalated tension, I think, really sets House of Ashes apart from the other games. I think maybe as a whole they've just gotten better at really letting you know that certain characters can die in certain scenes. Maybe, or maybe that's just a trick of the mind because of how well tension was ramped up. But throughout the game, a part of me was like, please don't give me any more challenges, please don't get any more checks, I want this character to live. And, you know, at that end, when they had that final fight scene, I did not expect that. And maybe it was a lot more telegraphed than I thought it was. but I just was not expecting it. Those constant battles, they were a lot of fun, and some of them kind of got to a point where it almost became systematic, right? Because you had up to that point, I think 3 or 4 group fights, right? Maybe just 3 group fights, so they kind of became systematic in that sense. But they were a lot of fun regardless. And you know, the thing is too, there's always a lot of gripe when it comes to QTE games. But I feel like having many opportunities to use QTEs in a very interesting way can help elevate that. And we saw that sometimes here, but then we also saw times where what was it? We were playing that music or whatever with our finger as Rachel. That was weird. Like, that was a QTE, or more so an interactive moment, and I simply don't understand why that needed to be that, because as you saw, I was first of all struggling with it with the joystick. But ultimately, when you're doing that, okay, there's no rise in tension. There's no sense of there's a sense of discovery at the end of it, I guess, but there is no build up. There's no ramp up. There's nothing to make it feel like that interaction equates to a payoff. It's just sort of like you do the action and then he tells you like, oh, it's part of a language, but there's nothing there, or there's nothing external happening to give pressure to that interaction, nor was it clever. I mean, what we saw was essentially the character, for the lack of better terms, and I do apologize for my crassness, but fingering a circle. Like, that's legitimately everything she did. That is what she did, and that was an action. Like, why is that in the game? That just seems like a time sink. It should not have been there. But overall, everything else I felt that this game did was fun. And I think, I mean, some of the horror was a little more action-y than horror. It was more thriller in a lot of ways. But the horror that was there was fun enough to at least keep me entertained. Like, that twist where we had the aliens versus just having them be straight-up vampires, that was a really fun twist. You could say it was like an easy out. You know, you can definitely make that argument. But I think that when I first saw the trailer for House of Ashes, I thought that it was just going to be about like vampires or monsters or just cave monsters. Just judging it by like the movies I have watched about caves and all that kind of stuff. So I figured it'd be around that realm. But then they threw in aliens there, you know, and I didn't know about that. So when I was talking about earlier in the Let's Plays before, I was basically caught up on the idea that there were vampires in the game. Then we had aliens, you know, and I was like, okay, cool. That's interesting. You know, that's something to add to it. Granted, we didn't really learn too much when we were there, and maybe that's the effect of having Eric dead. I don't know, so I can't speak for that. But I thought that was a really fun twist, and one of the things that I hope more games do, specifically Dark Anthologies, because I think Dark Anthologies needs this more than any other storytelling game, I guess you could say. They're kind of on their own right now, right? I mean, Dark Anthologies, yes, you have Quantic Dreams and all that in kind of the same realm, or what was it, The Walking Dead? What are they? Telltale. We have Telltale kind of doing this too. But Dark Anthologies, in terms of this sort of genre and mode of play, are sort of on their own on this, and they need this more than ever, where they just need to add depth, because I think what we've noticed, especially with Man of Medan and Little Hope, and now with this game, there's just, and maybe with the devil with me, the devil inside me, the devil around me, the devil above me, there's just a lot of callbacks to previous horror films or horror things, right? Callbacks to a point where you think they're homage, but then they play it straight, and you're like, oh my god, is this what you're going to take and try to make as your original piece? There's a lot of that happens with the Dark Anthologies, I've noticed, and what happens is that it becomes very surface level at that point, because it's not really adding anything new to the genre. Obviously, if you've never seen these movies, obviously you've never read these books or know where these original stories are coming from, this is all new stuff to you, right? Whatever Dark Anthologies is pushing, like, this is all new entertainment for you. Those who may be familiar, and more familiar than I'm not any authority when it comes to horror, but there are definitely folks who are more experienced who probably can see right through a lot of this storytelling. What I've noticed is that Dark Anthology really needs depth. It needs that third or fourth layer, and, you know, throwing aliens in was a fun attempt at it, and again, you could argue just sort of thrown in there for the hell of it, but I think it needed it. I think it needed an additional twist, because if we were just doing vampire, temple, what have you, they didn't even do a very good job about explaining that parasite or what that even leads to. Again, Eric died, and there's probably like 100 pages of lore that I missed and secrets somewhere. And that's just like another gripe I have about how lore is sometimes hidden away in like 80-page books, you know. It's just, I hate that. I hate that. I hate when the majority of the game that I play I'm reading than actually playing. Ultimately, I really, really enjoyed this game, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you enjoyed my prattling. Do apologize of how annoying it may have been. That's just my voice and my ideas, and you know, that's what they are. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did, and if you have any, you know, ideas or opinions on House of Ashes. If you've watched this game before, if you've played it before, if you have answers or questions that I may have brought up that you're like, hey, Jan, you totally missed this, go ahead and let me know, and we'll talk about it. And I love to be corrected. It makes me so happy to know how wrong I am every day of my life. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and excited for the devil adjacent me. I will play that. I will definitely consider playing it on the channel, and a game that I'm really hoping to play is The Quarry, so let's see if I can play that next with y'all on this channel. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.